Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey everybody, it's Tuesday night, which means it's another live Wicked Horror Show. I'm Kevin, and this week we're joined by Angel from That Strange Show.
Hello everybody, how are you?
Pretty good. Tony has 9 fingers.
What is going on, people?
And Tony, would you like to introduce our very special guest?
Sure. He is a repeat guest on here. You might know him from some of his work as Don't Fuck in the Woods, coming Don't Fuck in the Woods 2, plus many, many more. Shawn Burkett.
What's up, Shawn?
How's it going?
Thanks for coming on. Yeah. So I use you as a reference quite a bit. Whenever anyone is talking about like trying to get their movie on like streaming and stuff like that, I always remember that you had pointed out that you made more money off of Tubi with Don't Fuck in the Woods than you did off Amazon. And I'm like, this is director from this movie. He always says like that you make more money off of Tubi. So I always use you as a reference. So hopefully you're getting, because of that, more independent filmmakers are finding other routes for streaming and stuff like that. So thanks for that.
Sure.
All right. Yeah, that well's kind of dried up, but no. Are things still going well with that? Or, are you still seeing some traction with Tubi?
Oh yeah. To this date, I don't know. There is some things that I question, like it. Oh, I can't talk about that. I'm gonna get my ass smacked somewhere. But yes, honestly, Tubi and like Voodoo, that's where like all like 90% of the money I make off of just Don't Fuck in the Woods comes from.
Oh wow. And now Voodoo, is that still like video on demand? Like people are paying for that, or are they? Is it supported?
They can watch it free there too.
Oh,
that's
okay.
what's crazy. That's what's crazy is that. See, I wasn't like in that Amazon Prime heyday where a bunch of people were making money off of that.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's like it looks like it just switched platforms for the time being. But yeah, I was never a part of the, this is, people can watch it for free and we make money. Like that still to me feels weird.
Yeah, it is weird. I mean, like going back a bunch of years ago, like some independent filmmakers, they were getting their stuff on Netflix and they were like, oh, it's crazy. They actually send us money. But then like out of nowhere, they just did like a big mass like cleaning and just took all like the cool independent stuff. I'm like, get out of here, we have stranger things to pay for. So just real quick, Alfredo wants to say hi, guys. And I'm even though it's a joke, Sergio, I know what you meant. He's saying hi, guts. So I'm assuming he's seen us all from below this level. He knows we all have guts. But yeah, good to see you, Sergio. It's been a while. I was sick last week, so that's the reason why I'm still technically sick. I'm still testing positive for COVID.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
So sick, bro.
I tested during my lunch break today. I'm hoping beyond hope. Here we go.
Well, you sound great.
Thank you. I heard that you casted Terry Jones to play the creature in Don't F in the Woods 3, the Queen Creature. That's Tori Jones. We had him on a couple weeks ago. What's up, Tori?
I mean, he kind of let the cat out of the bag there. It's supposed to be a drag queen character.
Oh.
The queen character. I don't know what he's talking about there.
Well, it is what it is. So besides all of these other movies, all these other movies.
Well, he's in it.
Yes,
Well,
he's a drag queen.
He's
he
a
never
drag
he never
queen.
denied that. He just said that it was a drag queen character.
Yeah.
It's like Tu Wong Fu, but hard.
Yes.
Hey,
What?
holy shit! Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. Well, we had a drag based horror movie on a few months back.
Yeah.
What was that called?
Oh,
It was pretty fun too. It was like pretty ridiculous and just
wasn't
very
it Dead Drop Gorgeous?
Yes, yep.
Death
Dead Drop.
Dead.
Yeah, Death Drop Gorgeous. That's what it was. Sergio just wants to say hi to Shawn, not the rest of us. So yeah, Sergio, he knows we bust balls. Sergio's the man. He's always in the chat room. So you're involved in it's called The Haunting at St. Joseph's, which is on Indiegogo right now, and you're one of a handful of producers that are involved in that, right?
Yep.
So what's the story behind that? This is an Australian movie?
Yes. John Cohen or JD. Yeah, he's gearing up for production. I believe production starts in late August or very early September. Because one of the producers on it actually lives in the Cincinnati area here in Ohio, and she will be traveling to Australia for it.
That's cool.
I'm not gonna lie, like since I came on board for it, like it's just working with, I guess, people that are working above what I normally work in. So I feel like I'm trying to do a lot of extra stuff, trying to catch up to what these people are doing.
Late
August and September. So that's when you're going to Australia. I'm very jealous, by the way. That's a bucket list place. Yep.
That's Zoe. That's who I was talking about.
What up?
But yeah, like it's definitely a higher production than anything I've ever been a part of. Like, I don't want to say like they're using like real actors, man. Like, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
I know we do.
I know what you're saying. Nothing against like the actors that you work with, but it's
yeah.
It's like there's different levels, and maybe like some better gear than than you would normally use or stuff like that.
That's why on certain movies you get that, even if the person's in there for a minute and a half, they get that billing there that it's like, okay. It's like, okay, they're there for a minute, but it's like you should mention everybody else. But, it's one of those things where if you can get a bigger name in it, that's,
But still, though, I mean, it looks like it's like a much higher budget. Are there going to be some stuff that's like filmed in the U.S. as well, or is it all going to be like Australia?
See, I believe it's going to be like pretty much all Australian. I know there's at one point, I know there was talks potentially about possibly trying something, but I don't know if anything was, nailed or set in concrete or anything like that.
Yeah. And I'm just looking at the Indiegogo right now. There's about 17 days left on it. There's already, you guys have already hit one of the goals, and there's a flex goal, right? So you're 37% to the next flex goal. 112 backers, but there's a lot of really cool perks, like ranging everywhere, from $24 up to like hundreds of dollars. So it's definitely, I mean, it's one of those things that if I had extra money, I would be broke still, because I would just spend all the money back in these cool projects. So how did it come to be that you got involved in this project?
I met Zoe coming up on, well, not coming up, I guess it is the middle of, this past September will be about a year since I met Zoe. And we just hit it off at a horror convention. We talked film a lot and everything. And we've stayed in contact and everything. And like she's come out to see some of the things that I've done. Like she's a producer on Stranded as well. And I don't know 100% why I was asked to be a part of this, but I'm happy that I was.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to help out. Like, I've never helped out with a bigger production like this, let alone internationally.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, I don't want to like toot my own horn, but I'm pretty good at crowdfunding.
Mm.
To where like I'm definitely trying to help out with that because that's at least something I know I can do.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's saying that you guys met at Whorehound, where Don't Fuck 2 premiered, and she's the festival director.
Yeah, she is the film festival director. Zoe, I didn't know what to tell or what I could say. And the last 24 hours have been like
Send her a link. Jump on if you got time.
like
If she wants to, I can send her a link. It's up to her. And I would also have to find her on Facebook, but I could do that easily. But yeah, so it seems like a really cool project, and that's another bucket list thing because she's going to Australia in late August, mid-September, which is a bucket list, and you guys met at Horror Hound, and that's been a bucket list con for me. I've never been to Horror Hound, and that's one of the ones I've always wanted to go to.
I talk about the movie. Sorry, I'm just sidetracked here. When I went to look it up, I'm looking up stuff. The hauntings of like back as 2010. Like, is this like based on like real like stories and stuff that happened in the past? 2007, 2010.
see, that's a Zoe question.
Wow.
And
I'm not wait.
Because I'm reading here because it says, they take a holiday. I'm reading off of the IMDb page because it says, the little synopsis where it says that the friends take a holiday at St. Joseph's Guesthouse. That and there's a sacrifice or something of innocence, of an innocent centuries before. So and then I'm looking at the stuff here for like the news press. Yes, the location is reportedly haunted. All right, Zoe said.
Nice.
Okay, so there's like a relation IRL stuff to the movie. All right, cool.
I'm all about that too. I would ruin everything because I would just be hanging out.
So right here, they died right here.
Yeah. I'm into that stuff. I've told it many times on the show, but me and my wife would plan our vacations around haunted locations, and we would go spend the weekends and we would have like a whole haunted inn for ourselves. Like every room, they're like, all right, you have free reign, whatever room you want to get into, you just let us know. We'll give you the key. Yeah.
So you're in there all weekend getting the heebie-jeebies.
Oh yeah, it's good times. We sleep all day and then stay up all night, just walking around, going, "Hello, hello,
Mr. Ghost.
Here? If you're here, say boo." And then I just run away. But yeah. Anyways, so this is also a different, I guess, subgenre. Oh, actually, tomorrow during our Q&A on Facebook. And we will have a video of a paranormal expert discussing St. Joseph's. Oh, that's cool.
Ooh.
That's on the Haunting of St. Joseph's like Facebook group page. Because I'm a member of that, so I'll have to check that out. And will you be on that as well, Shawn?
no, because we let the people who know about the things talk about that. Like,
I know. Not me.
So Zoe, she just verified that it's in the Facebook group. So yeah, go follow the Facebook group, and you can watch that Q&A. So
all right, so Indiegogo, right, to make this movie happen.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, right now
you're a beast. You're a beast at the Indiegogo.
Well, you realize he made Don't Fuck in the Woods, which was it was a smaller budget movie that ended up getting eyes from a bunch of people. He was able to get a lot of support, behind it, which is that's huge, and it's tough.
Eventually, that film was a bitch to fundraise for. We had 4 different crowdfunding campaigns. It took 3 years, and we only raised $8,000.
Oh, so he's like, "Why did I ask you again?" I'm just
what you see when you watch Don't Fuck in the Woods, that's an incomplete movie made for $8,000.
Okay.
And at one point, it was ranked higher than Spider-Man Homecoming.
Angela's like, okay.
All right.
I have to look at Banging in the Woods more often.
Banging in the Woods.
It's a very fun movie, and like we said earlier, you can watch it for free on Tubi and on Vimeo. And Vimeo, right now.
Vimeo.
Was it Voodoo or Vimeo?
Voodoo, yeah.
Voodoo, yeah. Vimeo got canceled, bro.
It did?
Yeah, they were charging people they're strong arming people. Like, here's your bill for your bandwidth that you used all last month.
Really?
Fucks. And they're like, hey, I only have 2 videos on my thing. I was like, no, you're on the tier. But these guys over here that have a lot of bandwidth use. $3,000, my friend.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. That is good to know, because I my fingers as far away from the pulse as possible and things like that.
You're like, Vimeo's the best.
Yeah, Vimeo. I have my Vimeo shirts in the dryer right now. That's why I'm not wearing it. That being said, if you go to the Indiegogo, the video that is on the Indiegogo is a Vimeo link. So I'm just letting you know.
We love Vimeo.
We do. No, we do, but we don't. But this is completely different, like subgenre of horror than what we know you from.
Right. Like, there's not like porn stars and tits and ass, and I mean, there may be tits and ass. I don't know. I don't want to unfairly categorize it.
Yeah. There might be some TNA.
There possibly of the specter nature.
Yeah.
The ghosts. But so for those who don't know, Don't Fuck in the Woods, which was, a very good time, very fun movie. What else besides that one in the sequel, which is still like it's kind of up and you're getting distribution set for that?
Yes, we have distribution. I believe at this point we're just waiting for a release date, and then shows on the road.
Nice. And then besides that, you have what other projects have you been involved in?
Well, I made a werewolf film called Betsy, and it's being retitled and redistributed because the original distributor we went with just dropped the ball. Like, and we didn't get paid nothing, and we ended up having to buy out of the contract. So it got to the point where we got that back. We found a distributor who was willing to put it out because at this point, that film was like 2 to 3 years old. And that, some films do and or should have an expiration date.
I agree. Some of them should, yeah. I mean, there's the unfortunate part too, where some films just don't get the support until something hits, like as far as like a trend. Like, okay, clowns are big again. Right. All right, now every clown movie in the world, or so for a while, like, nothing against any of the movies, because the ones that we saw were all pretty solid. But for a while, like, it seemed like every guest we had on had a Wendigo movie, which is, again, that's cool because it's something that's not the norm kind of deal.
Right.
Same here, but so unfortunately, things go through phases like that, and you're going to get people that are going to be supporters of those kind of movies no matter what. But unfortunately, some other movies may sit to the side until something big. Actually, yeah, because that I would say Antlers, that was supposed to come out pre-pandemic, and that got pushed back. And that's a Wendigo movie, and then I don't know if that's what kickstarted everything.
And an excellent movie.
Yeah, for real. But that didn't. I guess that one kind of doesn't really have as much of an expiration date. But so
have you been saying the W word a lot lately?
What's the W?
Have I been saying it?
Yeah.
Wendigo?
Well, in the last couple minutes.
Just not before that.
That
attracts them.
Oh, I don't care. Come at me, bro. I just survived COVID again.
Well, was it COVID?
If I have antlers coming out of my things,
You're gonna take that husk off tomorrow?
Maybe.
Turn it.
Maybe. So Sergio always asks, but do you have a favorite movie, a horror movie? What's your favorite horror movie of all time? And like, would you say that whatever it is, whatever the answer is, like, how has it influenced your filmmaking?
So I don't think I've ever said this
Oh,
out loud to anybody other than Deborah Lamb, which was fucking weird because I probably shouldn't have. So Beverly Hills Vamps.
mm-hmm.
When I found that, it was a weird stage of my life, and adolescence, puberty.
Mm-hmm.
But that movie was probably one of the first films that I had watched that was like a raunchy comedy, like sex pot, just because like Once Bitten was very similar. Just
Yeah.
we're going hardcore with this one.
Yeah.
So I gotta say that one influenced my filmmaking.
In a sense of having porn stars in your movies, stuff like that.
I mean, realizing that, because really, like, the reason I got into filmmaking was, basically, there were two films, Monster Squad and Hard Candy.
Mm-hmm. And Justin, I just want to pull this up. Justin T. Ord. Is it Ord? Yeah, is his favorite horror comedies, Monster Squad. So I just wanted to bring that up as well.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
That as a kid, like, yeah, that was my jam all the way up into like adulthood. And then I saw Hard Candy. And the day that I saw it, like, I was calling people like, man, you got to watch this. Jesus Christ. We need to make a movie or something. Like, and I was a drummer in a touring like emo band at that point.
Oh, nice.
So like jumping from that into filmmaking definitely wasn't going to be a thing at that point. But I still haven't answered the question because I don't.
It is a tough. It's a loaded question. Like it almost depends on the day sometimes.
Like from cinematography wise, I fucking love Halloween.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I can find aspects in damn near any horror movie that I like or love.
Right. Yeah. I'm just curious. What was the name of your emo band that you were in?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
A Lover's War, but lovers had no apostrophe.
Oh, okay. And how long did you play with them?
Wow. Like 2006 to very early 2010. And then it was just, by that point, emo was kind of fading out, and like a lot of pop punk was coming up quicker.
Yeah.
So
both Angel and I are also musicians that are no longer musicians for the most part. But yeah, ours is not by choice. You chose to stop and make a movie. I chose to stop because everyone in my band's like, we're gonna stop, and I'm like, all right, stop, whatever. But
technically, I stopped. I had kids, and it got to the point where it's like I can't tour, and like it just. I felt like I was gonna miss a lot of things, so that's when I quit. And then, like within 2 months, I was like, "All right, we're making horror movies."
Yeah, you gotta do something creative to keep you busy, right?
Right. Like my now business partner Ryan Stacy showed up. I think at my apartment for a tattoo. That I was doing tattoos at that point in time as well. And we just got to talking, and yeah, that's what sparked it.
You still do tattoos as well?
Not so much anymore. It really I feel old. I feel old all over, to where it's like bending over. It just
Yeah,
it's too much like stress and pressure anymore.
I hear you. Although I am like I think I'm about 10 years older than you, maybe a little bit more. But I also don't have kids, so that keeps me young, I guess.
Young and spry.
Yeah, spry. That's the word. Yeah, that's exactly what I am. What are you looking like? You just Friday than church angel. What are you looking at?
Spry.
Oh. So I do have a trailer for one of your. It's well, you said it would be like more recent. Mr. Buzzkill. You want to just give a little synopsis about what that's about before we watch the trailer?
Mr. Buzzkill is my attempt at acting.
Okay.
Rob Collins and myself sat down and like wrote something together, and this is his directorial like feature debut.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a mean slasher. Imagine, well, and this isn't going to sound like an insult, but it's poor man's Leatherface. And
Whatever.
I've got a gas-powered circular saw, and I ended up as a child killing my family and massacring like an entire like rave type party in the 90s. And since then I've just been hiding out, killing people every now and then who come onto my land.
Fair enough.
That kind of thing.
Stand your ground. But so I do have it's the teaser that I have. It's like a 1 minute 41 seconds. So I'm gonna play that right now. And is that available at this time, or is it still
we're actually getting ready to go. We have 2 more filming blocks one in June and one in July, and then it's wrapped.
Nice. Cool. All right, so here we go. It's the official teaser for Mr. Buzzkill. Cool. There you go.
I like that.
Yeah. And it's
Now,
sorry, go ahead, Tony.
I was just gonna say, like, being behind the camera, did you have most of the time? Did you have like a sense of what being in front of the camera would be, and was it anywhere close to what you thought, or?
See, for me, like in that, I was watching that and I was like, oh, that's cute.
Like a little baby.
But like to an extent, like what I was thinking is like Rob's giving me direction and like telling me what to do. I've worked with Brittany so many times to where it's like me and her's comfort level is just amazing, to where like I was like, okay, so you're basically telling me I can go over the top right here if I need to. Just don't kill anybody for real.
Yeah.
So like I'm watching that and I was like, ooh, I liked that like grab and then that let go. Like it's weird, I guess, to see me moving that fast. Because I'm a big guy. Where it's like I watch that and I'm like, oh damn.
I wonder why I'm all 4. Yeah.
Look at God. Look at God.
But I mean, it's I don't know. Everyone's their worst critic, right? So
yeah.
No, he's saying he liked it.
I know
good.
that, but at first, before we watched it, he's like, "Oh, it's my attempt at trying to act," kind of deal.
Like, because like I'm editing. Well, me and Rob are editing the film together, and it's like we've looked over some things and put a scene together, and I'm like, man, I could have done that so much better. What the fuck am I doing? Why am I walking like that? Why did you let me walk like that, Rob? Like, it was just like, yeah.
Why did you let me walk like that?
That's how you walk.
Michael Myers in the background walking towards an unsuspecting victim.
Yeah.
It's another thing when you see me because it looks like I'm like waddling. Like
now you're like, I'm gonna have me some fun.
That's ominous as well, you know. You know, I was a bigger guy, and like a friend of mine worked at a haunted attraction, and he's like, dude, you're like a door. He's like, you would be great at the haunted attraction, and I'm just like, the whole time, just like, I couldn't be on my feet for that long, like, and I was like, I can't do that, and not to mention too, if it's going to take me like just boo to somebody, and I'm going to fall on the ground, and you're going to see a large man crying. So yeah, but it's different. I mean, you know, different things are intimidating now. I'm not as intimidating, I guess.
I did like the way this looked, though.
Yeah,
I will. The mask is different now. It's the same mask, just colored different.
Yeah. I like the grading that you guys used on this.
The
colors.
Yeah. It's crazy that where we shot that's my apartment. That's like a spare room in my apartment.
I thought it was a barn.
It's like, no, I live in a barn. No, it's like he actually, before he came on, Angel, he told us he lives above a bakery. How delicious does that sound?
I live above a bakery that's right next to a pizza place.
Oh my God.
Like
that would torment me so much. It's just like
fresh bread.
You would know exactly what they're cooking.
No. They only make cinnamon buns at this bakery. That's all they make is cinnamon. I'm just kidding. That's not.
I was gonna say, holy shit, get the pizza with the little buns. Nah.
Yeah, that'd be mint.
Seeing that room, we have literally filmed parts of Don't Fuck in the Woods in that room, parts of Don't Fuck in the Woods 2, scenes for Stranded, scenes for so many different films, like that you wouldn't believe, like that was inside this room.
So you got like a little mini stage, like
a little sound stage.
Sometimes when it's not full of junk, yeah.
But that can also be intimidating as well. It's like I can't get out.
No, I thought you were. I didn't. Yeah, you could have told me you were in some big barn-looking place, and I would have been like, "Yeah, that looks about right."
It's about like knowing how to use the
space.
Yeah, exactly. Like I always, I mean, not always, but I bring up years ago I went to see Conan O'Brien, and like I always assumed that like the soundstage was huge because it just looked so big, and it's tiny because they would just pan over right before they hit the next wall, and they would go from the other side. And they would just like cut it, like, and so it made the place look twice as big. And I was like, this place is tiny, and maybe seats like 50 something people. Like it's tiny. But yeah, I don't know. It's knowing that those kind of tricks and stuff, you can get away with a lot.
The magic of the camera, as long as you know what you're doing, you know.
And that's why I don't make movies, because I don't know what I'm doing.
And your lens, what lens to shoot with?
It's a Pixel 4a Plus.
Sure.
Yep. That's a Google Pixel phone.
You can shoot some shit on that.
It's an old one.
No.
Sorry. You're the one who's got all the gear. So anyways, get on this. Hurry up. Get on this. Then what we can do is we can go to Horror Hound
Ooh.
I'm just saying, Angel. Make a little road trip. Go to Horror Hound and then just get turned away. We can do it. If anyone can do it.
I got this movie.
Like my story. Tell it walking.
Yeah. But we made it in my apartment.
Yeah. So if the option to go to Australia was on the table, do you think you'd take it?
Nope.
No? Why? Too many koala bears?
For me, I really don't know what the weather's like there, but I feel it's hot.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of like large insects, from what I understand,
and a lot of deadly things.
That's my thing. I don't handle spiders well. Like if they're bigger than a golf ball, I have an issue.
It says when it's bigger than a golf ball or the size of a golf ball, I'm burning the place down. Like it's not even going to get to the golf ball size. It could be the size
like
of
every species of spider that they have in Australia is like bigger than a golf ball.
Right.
They wear boots. The spiders wear boots out there. There's a lot of cool bands in Australia that I'm into the last couple of years, so that's a plus. I can just get in trouble stalking them. Try not to think about the snakes and spiders.
Yeah, they'll be hibernating.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a bucket list thing. I've always wanted to go to Australia, like since I was a kid. I don't know why. It just looks so beautiful. But
see, it's weird that I'm one of those people that it's like, man, I've seen Wolf Creek. Australia.
You see what happened down there?
Right. Like,
you catch me out there.
To where like that's kind of how I feel about traveling internationally. Like, other than Canada, how many horror movies do you see about like, ooh, Canada killed these people? But like,
that's true. They would always, like, as they're killing you, they would just be apologizing the whole time.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, eh?
Sorry. Tooks.
Let me look up Canadian.
There's got to be some Canadian horror movies. They're probably ridiculous.
Well, wasn't like what's it called? Shot in Canada, the Ginger Snap movies.
Yeah, I just mean like as far as like
that's like
sad,
about Canada.
Yeah,
like, there's not any that are about Canada. Yeah,
like
in a world in a faraway place,
like Mounties, like rabid Mounties or something.
Like between
bring back Brendan Fraser, bro, as a killer mount.
Right, turns back.
Yeah. Oh man.
I don't know, but the Australia is cool, but yeah, I can with the Wolf Creek thing, I can imagine you like getting off the plane as you're getting your bags, you're like jokingly to the bag attendant, like, oh yeah, Wolf Creek was filmed. You're like, oh yeah, it was right down. And just turn right back around and get back on the plane. You'd be like, oh wait, I'm just going home now.
I mean, I asked, I said, listen, like the only way you're gonna get me to Australia is if Daniel Johns, the singer of Silverchair, is in your movie. Like, okay, at that point I'll come.
Yeah,
but I would shake him and be like, why did you mess it up?
You're like, all right, now I guess I can go home. That's cool. But yeah, there's been a lot of cool music coming out of Australia recently that I'm obsessed with.
Plug them. Who?
Well, A Mill and the Sniffers.
Okay,
that old chestnut, A Mill and the Sniffers, and then the Chats. Yeah, the Chats, which is they had that Smoko song that was everyone thought was a joke that from years ago. They're just a bunch of dudes with mullets, but they're fun. It's just old school punk, basically. Just like that's all it is. You know, their pub music out there is a little different than the pub music out here. It's just cooler. But anyways, so yeah, you wouldn't go to Australia, not even in the winter. Come on. It's cheap. I'm just kidding. It's wicked expensive to get to Australia. But,
right.
Yeah. So besides a haunting in St. Joseph's, which by the way, again, go follow their Facebook group. Because
live Q&A tomorrow with the paranormal guy.
Exactly. And how for Zoe, how often do you guys do your Q&As? Like, is it because the audio for this is going to go up in a week. So if it's something that you guys do regularly, we can hopefully send some other traffic that way. But either way, go follow the Facebook group. Go support them on Indiegogo. They still have 17 days left for this flex goal. So I got to have a large suitcase and a tranquilizer gun. So there you go.
Yeah, you can fold them.
Yeah. No one to hold them, no one to fold them. Just like a standing suitcase.
See, I could probably fit Zoe in a suitcase, but the only way I'm fitting in a suitcase is if she cuts me in half.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
Like, so I
That's
don't
why-
think
That's why she needs the tranquilizer gun. Because she needs to knock you out. No, so yeah, they're doing the Q&As weekly until the campaign ends.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. If you're listening to this, head over to the Facebook page and check out their Q&A.
So you said there's 17 days left on a flex. So
Yeah, for the flex goal, like
so
right
at
now it's at $10,418.
Awesome.
Flex goal of $27,486. But yeah, they're saying like the budget's going to be like 80,000 on this.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
Nice.
I mean, even the locations alone. Just go to the Indiegogo, just look at the locations. They look sick.
Yeah,
like yeah, I don't know. It looks like a castle. That's pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
I think that's what it is.
I want to hang out there and get escorted off the property.
Excuse me, Mr. Creeps.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's me. I'm Creep. But do you have anything else in the works, like any other projects on the back burner while you're finishing up all these other things?
At the moment, I've got a Mothman film that's called Project Mothman that I've started shooting, and then it's like shit gets in the way or somebody's schedule doesn't work out. So then I got to pause and or rewrite it to make it work for whatever can come. Other than that, I can't talk about some of the other things yet. But there's some things coming. I am currently also working with Tori Jones on Phantom Fun World.
Nice.
I'm the editor. I knew if I didn't plug him, he'd beat me with the chain later.
Is that while he was dressed in drag, or?
Yes. He'll be dressed in drag, and I'll be getting beat with a chain next to my Mr. Buzzkill mask.
That's right.
There you go.
That's the one thing I wanted to bring up too. Like, especially like in so many iconic movies, have that like, people in masks, whether it's Jason or Leatherface or something along those lines. So, and then, Victor Crowley really doesn't have it. It's just his face is all mangled.
Hey, that's Mama loves him.
I thought it was... Anyway, it threw me off. But the mask itself, I was going to bring it up, that it looks like something that, would be eventually iconic. Like,
and see, I know me and Rob has said before he would love to make like a series of movies for this, because when the mask was being made, like, because the original mask was vastly different, horribly different. I don't mean I said that with a lot of emphasis.
Horribly different.
I didn't mean it to sound that way.
It was terrible.
But like that was before like I started helping write on it, and I was just like, dude, think about this. Go into this film like you are trying to make a horror icon. Like, what do you want the mask to be like?
Yeah.
Like that's very important. And that's one thing that I will commend Tori Jones on. His mask fetish has like set him kind of like next level in the indie film game. Like, so many people love the masks that he gets. And it's honestly, he puts just as much, he probably puts more time into the masks than like casting, but but that.
So you're saying there's hope that I can be in one of his movies, is what you're telling me?
For sure. As long
cool.
as you wear a mask.
Yeah, wearing a
No,
cool
I'm just
mask.
saying, because if he's not spending that much time in casting, he's not gonna. He's like, oh yeah, come on, whatever. Here's a mask.
You're big and tall.
He
You gotta
really,
limp. Yeah.
he knows what he wants his character, as far as any mask, to be what their tone is supposed to be, which at the end of the day is a really hard thing to do. Because when we first got that mask, and the mask in that teaser, how it's painted that way, that was right after, we're talking like a week or two after, Corey Taylor from Slipknot basically painted a big white stripe down the whole bottom of his mask, to where we were like, shit. People are going to think we're trying to rip off Slipknot with this mask.
Is that Corey Taylor?
Yeah. No, he's in this movie too? Cool.
Because, like, if you look at some of the scenes in that teaser, you're like, is that Corey Taylor's mask?
Yeah.
Like, huh. So, I believe we put out some stills a while ago, but the mask is now like completely one color, and it's kind of retro. It's supposed to be like an 80s mask, so it's like got that almost that Jason NES blue.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Color to it,
like one of these guys.
Yeah, like one of those guys. Just real quick, just before we forget, I don't want to not mention it, but so Zoe's saying that the Q&As are live on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on their Facebook for Hunting at St. Joseph's, and also the budget is $120,000.
Okay.
And this is for finishing funds and location crowd.
Oh, nice. All right.
So totally makes sense, because those places look sick.
So it's just to tie up loose ends and finalize.
Yeah, awesome. Make it a little a little more leg room, so that we don't have to worry so much. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. It is important, especially if you're going to have a mask character, that you have some thought into the actual mask and how it's going to even like work with people. Like sometimes it's uncomfortably weird and it's on purpose, and that's cool too. Like if it's more of like a comedic attempt, but other times just like, oh man, they really should have just spent a couple extra dollars or maybe a little bit more time on that mask. But I agree with you 100%. A good mask is important.
Yeah, like, what was that?
Now I was just saying, look at the eye. I mean, these icons because of the mask. It's not like because some people go by the deaths, but like. You post even a hockey mask now, you know where that's coming from. Where as simple as it is, towards the end, it's switched up a little bit, but it's just so like you post a picture of something like that, and it's
Leatherface when you see him, Michael Myers when you see him. So,
what are you saying, Angel? I cut you.
No, what was that movie? I'm not the killer.
I don't know.
I had a cool mask on that.
Oh, what I was getting at with the weird, like almost comedic, there's a series of movies. They're called Teen Ape movies that this director Chris Seaver did, and it's a horrible mask, but it's on purpose. Like the mask doesn't move, and you can barely hear him talking because it's such a bad mask. But it's totally on purpose. So it's effective in that sense as well. So you gotta play. If it was a realistic one, it wouldn't play as funny.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I dig it.
Dig it. What'd you say, Tony?
No, I was saying that Angel.
No, it's it was called like I'm not the killer, or I'm not. It was a meta movie, like a meta horror film, where they were on like a campground.
You might be the killer.
Yeah, that
wasn't the girl or Allison Hannigan in that?
Yeah,
she was she was on the phone with him.
It had like a mask type, like the
killer
mask where you put the mask on it.
Because I don't remember it at all.
Yeah, that's the one. It's the one where they're in the campground and like whoever put this mask thing on it, like stuck to them, and it became.
When you just said it was like the mask thing, I wasn't connecting like the movie The Mask. We've been talking about masks for the last 10 minutes. Yes, it's about the mask.
Jim Carrey,
the one with Cher and that Rocky Dennis movie mask. Sorry,
Yeah, but no, that movie, yeah, the mask in that movie is like, it's made out of bark. It looks like.
Okay.
That's why it's so reminded me of that. Like,
Yeah.
the Ipkiss and stuff.
So Sean, besides the Indiegogo for this movie, where like and their Facebook group, do you know where else people can follow the status? Like, they have like a Instagram and stuff for the production.
Hey Zoe, don't believe they do. They do, or else I would have been let in on that.
And I wanted to correct myself too. I said that the perks go from anywhere from like $24 up to $399. That's not true. It goes way up higher than that, and there's a lot of really cool stuff, including there's you can name a character, you can feed the crew, you can be in the film, the speaking role in the scene for $600. One day shoot. There was one that I saw that was pretty cool where you can be your picture can be in the movie where it's like a missing persons poster or something like in the background.
How much is that one?
I don't know. I'm going through trying to find it. I'm scrolling too fast. Oh, it's $80. Actually, it's only $54 US.
Yeah, that's what I feel like some people have been detoured. Well, I know a couple have. They've messaged me because they see that top number and they're like, "Oh man, if only this was cheaper." And
it is.
Like, look at it, and it says what the US dollar is.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that obviously they like all right, I paid $54. Here's a stupid picture of me like dressed up as something dumb. I want that in the poster in the background. They can be picky about what people can put in there. I would hope.
Yeah, I did that once for a film, and somebody like sent me a photo of them dressed up as Jason, and I'm like, see, there's this copyright thing. I can't really do that, or I could get sued.
Yeah, he's like, why not, dude? I look so good.
Right. Yeah. It was like amazing.
Yeah. Like
even Shane said so. So I want it in there. But yeah, that's pretty sick. That's not a bad price to have your face in the film. I mean, whether or not you could, it's going to be in the background, so who knows? But either way, $34 for the Bluray.
Definitely known.
That's true.
Well,
aren't you the guy that was in an Australian movie?
When they pan on it, nice little subtle.
Let's put my high school portrait in there. I'm just like that.
This guy is missing.
Yeah, he's missing. Thank God. He's missing, and rightfully so. But either way, there's a lot of really cool perks, and it's like Zoe was just saying, there's about a 30% difference between the U.S. and Australian dollars. So that's another reason, Sean, where you have
30%. 30% off.
That's another reason why you got to go to Australia. Your money goes a lot farther out there.
It does, but I'm okay.
Yeah, my money goes a lot farther, and so do the spiders. So I'm good for that.
It's their boots.
But, yeah, exactly, spider with boots. So yeah, it's just about that time to wrap up. So Sean, where can people go to find you and all your projects?
You didn't tell me this was going to be like a fucking test. How
do you spell your name? Come on, you can do it.
Sean
Burkett. I'm on Instagram. There's others. Let me think. Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and most of it is SM Burkett 84. You could probably just Google that and find it.
Probably.
SM Burkett.
You're on TikTok as well. Do you do the same stuff Tony does, where he twerks for money?
No, that's what my OnlyFans is for.
Oh, I see how it is. I have to follow you on TikTok. Do you actually post things, or you just follow other people?
I post things occasionally. Like, I'm not like a week. I'm like maybe once a month I'll post something. Generally, kids doing something horribly stupid.
Did you just recently post a frog?
What's that?
Did you recently post a frog?
Something with a frog?
Yeah.
Well, that's you.
On Instagram.
There we go.
I didn't know there were tree frogs in Ohio.
Yeah, again, never mind. I was about to go into my Alex Jones thing. Never mind.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah. Angel, where can people go to follow you now that you're laughing?
Just hit me up on that strange show. We're just put up a new episode about a week ago. Got another one coming up. I think it was our 200th episode. You were on it.
Nice.
So yeah, follow me on there, and that's it, bro. And then sometimes on here, every other.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we always ask. He's got an open invite because he's a good dude and he's easy to talk to. So,
yeah, same to you.
Yeah. Tony, what about yourself? Where can people go to follow you?
You can find me at Tony Has Nine Fingers on YouTube, where I do anything movie related, reviews, unboxings, anything movie related. Tony Has Nine Fingers on Twitter, which I don't use. Tony Has Nine Fingers on TikTok, where I do not twerk.
But you do have a ton of followers, and he does like
little, what is your followers this week?
How many are up to?
15,000, I think.
Ooh, boy, you better monetize.
Hey,
just for making it clap. That's all he does is make it clap.
I try to promote movies and stuff like that. You know, it's movie side of TikTok. Also, Tony's Movies on Instagram, where I show off the movies behind me, and of course, here on Tuesday nights, most Tuesdays nights, if Kevin
doesn't have COVID.
If I'm not dying of COVID.
If he's sleeping. But you said you were sleeping?
Yeah, you can't look like this without all the sleep.
No, he was sleeping all week.
Oh my god, dude. It was not even funny. I slept I would be up maybe 2 or 3 hours a day. That's it. Now just wake up, pee, go back to sleep. Anyways.
Also check out the Wicked Horror Show Instagram page, where you can find little snippets that like pictures that Kevin puts up for the guests that we've had on, guests that will be on the next week, and such like that. So check us out there. Also, he put a link tree. I have a link tree everywhere that makes it a little bit easier to find everything Wicked Horror Show related. Like, it'll bring you to the YouTube page that we have it, or the Facebook page, or the Dorkening. So check out that link tree. Makes it that much easier to find.
I'm making a cool tabletop display thing for when we do cons.
That's awesome.
But you know that I'm working on that right now. I'm 3D printing a giant VHS tape, and yeah, it's gonna be sick. Anyways, you can find me A Knuckle on Instagram. Besides doing the show here on Tuesdays, I also do reviews with the 13th Wolfman over on the audio side. I'm also part of Black and White Fright and Violence Buffet, which is a newer show that's on YouTube. And I also wanted to point out that this show is on the Dorkening Podcast Network.
We are too. Too.
That strange show is also on there. So go to thedorkening.com for more information there. Thank you, everyone, for listening / watching. And go to the Haunting at St. Joseph's Indiegogo. So give some support and give them a follow on Facebook, and go ask your questions in the Q&A on Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye. It's ending.